So let's really narrow in on this topic of appetite. Did you realize that overweight people have insulin resistance and they have higher insulin 5 to 7 times normal? And did you know that people with type 2 diabetes have 9 times more insulin than normal people? Now, why is that significant? Because insulin is the hormone that not just blocks fat burning, but it keeps your appetite high. Because if you're not going to burn fat, guess what you're going to be burning? Glucose, sugar. The problem is you only have about 1,700 calories of stored glycogen or stored sugar, but you have 100,000 calories of fat, and that is on a thin person. So if you're overweight, you have way more than 100,000 calories of fat sitting on your body. That's your reserves. Many people just never tap into the fat. They're running on the glycogen, and they have way too much insulin that keeps them hungry all the time. So here you are, you're hungry, and you can't lose weight. That's a terrible combination. And if you have type 2 diabetes, it's going to be even worse. So what are you going to do? Well, the most important thing is to lower the insulin and fix insulin resistance, okay? But to do that, we have to understand what insulin resistance is. If you look at insulin as a key, one of the functions is to unlock the door on the cells to allow glucose to go in to feed the cells. But it also allows amino acids to enter the cell. It also allows nutrients to go in the cell, like potassium, magnesium, vitamin D, B1, vitamin C, zinc, chromium, a lot of other minerals and a lot of other nutrients. So if you have insulin resistance, you are not going to be able to allow the nutrition or the fuel to go into the cell. So you're not going to feel satisfied. Now, for those of you that are new to the term keto, the ketogenic diet, or intermittent fasting, I'm not going to cover a lot of that in this video, but I put a link down below. I would highly suggest pausing this, going to that, watching that, and coming back to this. This video is more about the person who is trying keto, but the appetite is still a problem and they don't know what to do. Just realize that if you're having a hard time, all that means is you have insulin resistance and we have to fix this. Now, when you drop your carbs and going keto and you do intermittent fasting, your insulin is going to go down and your body is going to start to tap into this fat. Roughly within 3 days, you're going to be about 50% of tapping into ketones, but you're still running on glucose. So it's not 100%. So you may still have an appetite because your body has to adapt to ketones over a period of time and it has to build the machinery in the cells. So let's say at 3 days, you're at 50%, 7 days, you're at 70%, in 2 weeks, you're at 80%. This may take a lot longer the more insulin resistance that you have, okay? And especially if you were diabetic or you are a diabetic, it could take even longer. So your main target should not be weight loss initially. It should be to fix insulin resistance. The way that you know that this is being fixed or improved is your appetite's going down. If you cannot go from one meal to the next very easily without being hungry, that means you still have this right here. So there are a few things to do to speed up the progress. And one thing is to start taking MCT oil. And the advantage to that is that if you're partially into ketosis, by taking MCT oil, you can go into 100% ketosis pretty fast. And so right there, you're not just going to feel good in your brain, but your appetite is going to go down. Now, as far as weight loss, you may not lose weight. Why? Because your body is using the MCT oil as fuel and not your own fuel. But that's okay because our goal is not weight loss initially. It's to help you with insulin resistance because we're thinking long term. So ideally, we want to fix this and then lose weight later. So it's get healthy, then lose weight. Now, there's a couple other really important things to do. By consuming more MCT oil or fat with your meal, that's going to make you more satisfied, right? But also, the nutrients will make you more satisfied. And this is why when people do keto and they don't consume enough vegetables, they don't get the minerals. They feel like there's something missing, like they're going to feel unsatisfied. So these nutrients will help satisfy you just as much as fat will help satisfy you. This is why in the beginning, you may need to take supplements like electrolyte, the B vitamins, and other nutrients because you still have insulin resistance and these nutrients can't go in the cell. So that will help you get by, but as you correct insulin resistance, you're going to absorb more and more of these nutrients and the need for taking them will decrease. Also, if you are allowing carbs in the diet and you're not going low carb, and I'm talking about bringing your carbs down to between 20 to 50 grams, preferably 20 grams or less, those carbs will definitely keep the insulin just too high and prevent the fat from coming out. So you're going to be going along, you're going to still have the appetite, you're not going to lose weight, you're going to be struggling because your darn carbs are too high. So we definitely need a combination of keeping your carbs real low to make this work, adding more fat, doing intermittent fasting, and taking the nutrients. So in summary, to really make this work, take the goal of weight loss, put it over here, focus on getting healthy, take some nutrients to bypass this blockage right here, get your cells full of nutrients, okay? Keep the carbs low, do intermittent fasting. Be okay with not losing weight initially because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get you to fast longer and longer to fix this right here. You can cut back on the oil because you're going to be 100% in ketosis. Thanks for watching. So if you want more knowledge on how to create a healthy body, subscribe now and get daily notifications.